Hey everybody, welcome to the Cancer full moon reading that's going to be happening on January 17th of 2022. Of course, Cancer is ruled by the moon, so a normal moon already impacts us because, like we always say, we're water, and the moon, the tides change, our inner world changes. So with the full moon happening, just imagine the amplification of whatever emotion that you're going to be feeling around the time is going to be feeling huge. So just keep that in mind as the full moon comes in, and focus on what you want to amplify. And if you're amplifying a dark shadow emotion and you want to feel it deep, but just know that if you want to switch it up, you do have the ability to switch your focus onto a different emotion to amplify that instead. So this is what we're going to look at first, just real quick on this intro. Just the full moon in general has a cycle, not only like about every month, 28, 29 days, the moon phases from the new moon to the full moon. It also goes through this huge 6-month-ish rotation from the new moon in the sign to the full moon in the sign. So the last new moon that happened in Cancer is actually back on July 9th of 2021. So if you go back and look at what was going on around that time for you, because that energy was about new beginnings in our private life, like forward movement in our connections with people or connections with places that we hold dear. So really relationships and that home feeling, and also could have been around your self-care, because this is all about your private inner world, the Cancer sign, the moon, nurturing type energy as well. So when you're looking back and seeing what was beginning then when we look into the full moon in Cancer, then you can look at what is leaving you, it's like this culmination. Whatever seeds you planted during the new moon have come to a harvest, and now you're harvesting it. Then you're like, okay, what am I wanting to remove based on my journey over the last 6 months? Because now you're going to be on the 6-month journey on your inner world from this full moon to the next new moon in Cancer this year. So this energy of the full moon in Cancer can bring these feelings as if things are being resolved, or you're receiving revelations of the emotionally hidden, because the moon energy does help us get into the subconscious, the unconscious, kind of step behind the veil. So you might also have these feelings as soon as those revelations come in, because it is bringing you this inner conclusion, this inner resolution. So you might feel like, okay, I get it, all is well, or you feel at least that it soon will be. So for this reading today, for each of the zodiac signs, we're going to be looking at what emotions are you ready to let go of? What emotional waters are you ready to travel on now that you've made this journey halfway? So we're going to go ahead and jump into your specific reading right now. All right, all my Libras, this is your Cancer full moon reading. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Ancestor Path Tarot, and just see what emotion the Creator wants you to know about that you are ready to let go of. All right, so for our Libras, what emotion know about that they're ready to let go of? Okay, that is actually, you get 2. Okay, so you have the 6 of Staves, which would be the 6 of Wands in a regular deck. This is all about notoriety, being noticed, fame even. So letting go of the need to be recognized. And you have the 9 of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. It's also known the Insomnia or the Nightmare card, because you've got all of these expectations, all these shoulds, supposed tos, need tos, and have tos that are on your mind, and you're ready to let go of those, because the 10 of Swords is the ending and new beginning. So you're getting to this place of exhaustion. And I love this because really with these two combined, all these thoughts and these beliefs are about being recognized for what you're doing, being at least seen as worthy, and this attention that you have been seeking, this that you want to hear from others, that you want to be recognized from the outside world, is what you're just tired of trying to gain that approval, and you're ready to let it go. So this beautiful energy coming with this Cancer full moon is just really having you be like, you know what? I'm done with it. I don't care if they accept me or recognize my talent or recognize the love I give or recognize everything I do for everyone. I'm done trying to do that. I'm done trying to impress. We're also going to pull cards here from this Naked Heart Tarot. And we're going to pull 3 different stacks of cards. One will be for the week before the full moon. One will be for the week after the full moon. And then the 2 weeks after the full moon. All right. So for our Libras, for the week before the full moon, what do you want them to know about this? Sick and tired of trying to impress. Okay, got those 2, and then the full moon hits, and so then the week after, okay. Oh my goodness, okay. So boom, I think this is where the pupakaka hits the fan, where you're like done, 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 and done. And then the second week after the full moon, okay, that one there. Okay, that one there. Not all those, don't worry. Yep, just those 2. All right, so the week before this full moon, yep, you got the Ace of Wands. Yeah, so wands are your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion. It could be your spiritual energy as well, but I really feel like this, with this Cancer full moon emotional energy hitting, with this, I'm done, 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 done. You are taking all that energy that you've been investing trying to impress and maintain all of these expectations of all these people, or at least what you thought everyone wanted of you, and you're done. And you pinpoint it and focus it in a different direction. You're like, you know what? Rather than do all that, this is what I'm going to do. So you really have this beautiful new inspiration that hits you, that you get passionate about. Yeah, 6 of Swords. Swords, thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, mentalities. You leave 3 of them behind and move into the 3. So you're moving in your thoughts and your beliefs. You're letting old thoughts and beliefs go that no longer serve you, and have these new thoughts and beliefs that are taking its place. So you are having this change of mind that's happening, and it can flood out into your outside world too, because when you change this beliefs that you have, these expectations, you can also make those changes in the outside world. So that could be moving physical locations, moving jobs or positions in a job, leaving a relationship, or taking a relationship to a different level, or make a change to the relationship. So it could represent movement in some of those things as well. So, but you have this new passion, this new ideas, this new thing that you want to focus all your energy on instead. You kind of just like say, fine, and you walk away from this stuff. Which brings you to this week, and I know I kind of joke that it's like the pupukaka hitting the fan, but I really feel like this is where you do a lot of your sorting out after the full moon. Yeah, here you go. Here's the 10 of Swords, right after this 9 of Swords. Like I said, you have seen that all those expectations that you had before, all those thoughts, those beliefs, the should be's, the have to's, the need to be's, the musts, all of those literally brought you to this point of exhaustion where you are ready to let them go, because the 10 is endings and new beginnings. So you definitely drop, you just continue to drop. It's like you start here with this movement, letting 3 go and move towards 3. And then you're like, you know what? That felt so good. You're just pulling out those swords like crazy out of your back, all those expectations that disappointed you, and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'm just going to let all this stuff go, and you're just pulling them out of your back. Yeah, because you go, Spirit of Wands. which would be the King of Wands. And we talked about Wands energy here. So this was the spark and this ambition. Well, the King of Wands is the highest level of passion you can have, the highest level of spiritual energy as well. So this represents, one, that you are connecting to your higher self, to this inner passion. And in doing that, you're finding out what you truly want to, like what your dream truly is, instead of these expectations here of, this is your dream, this is what you're supposed to want, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to want all this fame and be validated by others and recognized by others and blah, 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 right? All these swords. It's, you find this unconditional love within you. You find this spark and this passion within you. And then you're like, okay, this is how I uniquely want to share my unconditional love with the world. And what's great is that you have the salamander here, you have the lizard that helps protect you from the fire of the risk that you're taking by leaving all this behind and starting this new journey. And he also has, in addition to the fire energy that the wands have, you also have all the spirit of wands in this deck, King of Wands and other decks. They bring in the air energy too. So you have this logic, you have this mental fortitude that helps you get stuff done. You're able to look in, like, with all this open mind and this change, you're able to just boom, 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 because that Ace of Wands here is what the King is holding here, or the Spirit of Wands in this case is holding here. Yep, and then you have the Spirit of Pentacles, which would be the King of Pentacles. So more, you have earth energy, it helps ground you, but more mental energy too, which the Pentacles is about the outside world. So you really are feeling this abundance, feeling this worth from the inside out, because the Spirit of Pentacles has experienced like the whole journey of the Pentacles, which is about a lot about your worth, about your outside world, about your achievements and all this. And one of the lessons that he learned and has so much wisdom about is when he looked to validate himself outside and try to meet all this stuff he felt unstable, because when you look to relationships or people to validate you, or a job or education, or your body or your possessions or your money, all of that is unstable because people change or pass away. Situations like jobs and education never stay the same, and things break down, deteriorate, burn down, or are stolen. And so one of the big, huge lessons that the Spirit of Pentacles learned is outside stuff is unstable, and inside, when I find and connect to this higher self and I find my worth from the inside, then I have this eternal stability that's unconditional, not conditional like the outside world. So some beautiful truths are really coming in for you this second week. So things are sorting themselves out. Yeah. Because you have the Seven of Wands here. And this would represent, like, you might feel attacked. You might feel like you need to defend. But this card is saying you don't have to. You have the higher ground. And so you don't have to worry about the repercussions. You don't have to worry about when you walk away from this stuff, people's reactions. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to have someone like you giving yourself and giving your possessions and giving your time and your love and your energy, waiting on them almost hand and foot, right? Yeah, who wouldn't want that? And yeah, when you try to escape your slavery to them, to this bondage that you have yourself in, they will try to resist you, but you just know that you get to choose. You have the power, and you can just walk away. You don't have to worry about any attacks they launch at you, because you have everything you need inside of you, and you don't, they can't take that away from you. When you choose to be happy from the inside out for no reason at all, no one can take it from you. Yeah. Because here's the devil, and this is not a bad card, because this is your shadow. This is your human experience, the human side of us, the shadow side of us that is ruled so much by this fight or flight. And what the shadow brings to us, it's actually our friend, because it will bring to our face those things that we feel are limiting us and keeping us small and keeping us restricted. And in doing that, they show us that, oh, this cage we have ourselves in, there's no door. And so because it's not subtle about it at all, it brings it strong and it brings it in your face for you to be able to see it and transform it. So they do it for you because it is a part of you. Our shadow is a part of us. So the brave part of us that chose to be separated from this higher self of ours to experience what it might feel like to feel separate, what it might feel like to feel unloved, conditionally loved, to feel anger and all those emotions that are so rooted in fear. It brings it to us to show us that we can move beyond it, that we are not bound. Like a lot of times you'll see in the Devil card and a lot of the other tarot decks that people are standing there and they have a very loose chain around their neck that they could actually just pull it off. And if the devil and the card is holding the chains, it's a very loose grip. It's not a grip like this. It's like the chains are just laying across there where they could just walk away too. And so it really is this beautiful energy that's coming in because it's showing all this perception we've had about our imprisonment has been a facade that's been based on all of these preconceived ideas, all these popular opinions of others that we've taken on as our belief system. And so with all this questioning of these beliefs, you're able to let go of this easier and easier, especially when it's brought so clearly into your face by the shadow, by the Devil card. And then I'm going to the second week after the full moon, and you've got the Nine of Wands. So this is a lot like this Nine of Swords, where all this energy that you've been investing in, all of this stuff, you're ready to let it go. Again, the Ten of Wands is about endings and new beginnings and release. So you're so close to letting go of so much of this energy that you've been investing in here that you get it back. And that's like this repurposing of that energy. So all this energy you use to maintain and try to meet up to all these expectations, when you release those and you're no longer investing energy in them, all that energy comes back to you. And so this block that you might feel you have is actually in your hands. You can take one of these away and it's like this is the one that you pull out, and then the whole block, this energy block, this resistance that you're feeling just falls away. So it is definitely time for that. Yeah, because here's the Eight of Swords. So you have the 8, the 9, and the 10. And the lesson that the 8 of Swords brings is literally you're this rose, and all this barbed wire, all these thorns and all these swords that are holding you captive, you're realizing that those were your thoughts and those beliefs. So exactly as I was just saying about you're ready to let go of all these thoughts and all of these things that have been keeping you suppressed and feeling imprisoned. And you're able to do it. You have the power to let it go, and you have the power to transform it. So this is beautiful for you. You are so ready to be free and not to feel so restricted. I mean, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, you have even 6 of Swords. There's so much going on inside your mind, which makes sense. Libra, you are an air sign, so you are very much in your head a lot. I know I'm a sun sign, air sign as well, so I get it. I can get into my brain so much with all the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos in my life that it's so freeing when you start to let all that go and you find that freedom and this new passion, this new energy to really focus it in your life, and it moves your life in a whole different direction, in a very positive, fulfilling, freeing direction for your life. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates by each of the elements like fire signs, air signs, etc., and also a couple other different types of readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of them and be notified immediately when they become available, if you haven't done so already, if you click the subscribe button down below, then that's going to bring up this notification bell. And when you click on that, then you can set your setting there, of course, to be notified immediately. And if you are enjoying these videos and you want to help share the love, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, that just helps the mighty YouTube algorithm share the videos with other people. So no pressure to do that, but if you feel so inclined, I greatly appreciate that. All right, oh my Libras, just know as you're going throughout each second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing full moon experience, but I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you take care.